One. All right, folks. I am really excited today to be with Ann and Bobby, and we are going to learn about an innovative program that helps caregivers travel and get some respite. But before we dive into that, let's get to meet uh, the two of you. And Ann, I'm going to start with you because you're an actual employee of Rhodes Scholar. But first off, tell us a little bit about what is Rhodes Scholar, and then tell us about your role at Rhodes Scholar.
Sure. Thank you so much for having me, Steve. This is an exciting opportunity to speak about not-for-profit organization Road Scholar and this exciting opportunity that we have for primary caregivers who are over age 50. Road Scholar is an educational travel organization. We're celebrating our 50th anniversary this year. We've been providing educational travel for 50 years to older adults. And our mission is lifelong learning with a focus really on social learning. So it's really the opportunity for older adults to pursue a location that's interesting to them, a topic that's interesting to them, and have a community experience, making friends and having that group learning experience. We provide programs around the world in over 100 countries and online. So we have expert lectures that are available that are about an hour in length. We have multi-day online programs called Adventures Online that replicate all of the best experiences of an on-site program in the comfort of your home. So you can visit Machu Picchu or go to Antarctica and have a group leader and expert instructors and go on field trips, all from the comfort of your favorite chair.
I love it.
Otherwise, programs are run in length from 4 to 6 days, all the way up to 6 weeks if you want to experience living and learning a language in Italy or learning a cultural experience in a more immersive experience.
I love it. We've featured Rhodes Scholar on our platform several times, and where people especially have enjoyed this solo adventures that you have. In that, if you want to travel but you don't feel like you've got a companion that can go with you, uh, we had people online that just raved about the programs that you all provide. Now,
Exactly. It's you might be going solo, but you're not alone.
you're not alone. I love that. Now, Ann, what's your role there at Rhodes Scholar?
I have been here for 25 years and have had the absolute pleasure of working in a lot of different areas. And I am now heading up a new Office of Financial Aid and Community Outreach. So I am working to get the word out about Rhodes Scholar Financial Aid, which is available on both on-site programs and online programs. We offer scholarships, a special scholarship for retired educators, and then this wonderful program for caregivers that we established about actually 10 years ago. We're celebrating the 10 years of providing caregiver grants.
Holy
And
cow. And this is why we've got Bobby here today, because I believe Bobby, and I don't know your whole story. I'm interested in hearing it for the first time. Is that Bobby, you were the recipient of one of these caregiver grants. So I'd love to dive into with both of you, learn how you apply and receive the grant. And then but before we do that, Bobby, tell us a little bit about yourself and your caregiver story.
I'm I'm probably due to be the caregivee pretty soon. I'm 66 years old. And what happened in my case was my mother was diagnosed with dementia. And I had been, checking on her helping her with bills and stuff, but at one point it became necessary to more hands-on. So I moved in with her, and at first it was pretty rough. And I know I'm in a good company. I know there's a lot of people out there. I've heard a lot of stories. I've heard some horror stories, and I guess they're all true, but mine turned out wonderful because it turned out more of a love story than anything else. Because what happened is just about that time when I was still working from home, sleeping with one eye open while my mom was setting fires at nighttime, or, floods or whatever she was doing, or leaving the house or whatever it was. Um, I was starting to look into alternative care for her. And then the pandemic hit, and that option was taken away from me. And I think you can say that's a horrible thing, but it's the best thing that ever could have happened to me, because I was kind of forced to take care of her myself. And in the end, I mean, at first it was hard, but you learn fast. And it was just me. It was just my mom and me. And you know, it's the best memory I ever have. I just fell in love with her in a way that I've never, like when you love your mommy when you're little, and then you love your best friend, and then you fall in love with a husband, and then you fall in love with your child. You think nothing's going to top that. Well, this is a different kind of love that um unexpected. I wasn't expecting it. It was, like I said, very difficult at first, but I was very lucky. We were very fortunate. We had a wonderful end of life experience. So
Yeah. Man, you're right. I mean, so many times we talk about the burden of caregiving or the challenges of caregiving, but it's great to hear you express how you fell in love with your mom in a different way, and
I really did. Yeah.
that's amazing.
And
Well,
I wouldn't have done that. I wouldn't have chosen to do that. I would have opted. So I'm just grateful that that was taken away. Because
man,
by the end,
yeah,
oh, we were best buddies. Yeah.
wow. Well, I'll probably jump back to that, but I want to move forward in this grant program. So, tell us a little bit about how you learned about this, and then what did you go on a trip somewhere, or did you do the online version? How did it work?
No, I had everything. I felt like I was treated like a royal queen. Um, One thing that I just want to add at this point that I thought of is when I was going through this caregiving and my mom going through the process of, dying, I would not have been able to take this. And I'm grateful that it, they were able to grant me the support after this experience had been over with, because I would not have been able to leave her. Um, so I didn't go on this trip till about 8 months after her death. Um, but in any case, it was a friend of mine that told me about this. She's like, I think you might be able to qualify for this. You're home, A, B, and C. And yeah, you took care of her. I took care of her for 6 years. Um, for the last 2 years, I did not work. It was 24/7. So and I guess there was an element of need as well, I would imagine, because it's not something I could have afforded on my own at this point. So I qualified in that way too. And I wrote a little essay on what I did and submitted it and was awarded a grant. I was able to go on a full trip. Um, it was the most wonderful thing. And I'm not very well traveled. A lot of the women I was with were. There was a big array of women. Most of us were women. Well, it was 4 women, the trip that I chose. So, um, and everything was taken care of.
Wow.
And I'm such a nerd. The choices that I would have done there's so many when I had to choose from the array of things of studies. I'm a geology nerd. I would have loved to gone to, and I've never been to the Grand Canyon. So that'll be someday next Rhodes Scholar trip, which there are several. What attracted me was what you were saying earlier was the singles. This was specifically for women, and it was specifically, encouraged single women. So everyone that was on this trip, basically, we were all meeting each other for the first time. Most of us. There was a sister group there, but it was all, mostly single women. So it was a very wide array of different personalities and backgrounds, and we were all strangers, and of course, we all became fast friends.
Great.
By the
Now,
end of it.
where did you choose to go? And by the way, the Grand Canyon is my favorite place in the entire world. I
Yes.
love it.
Yeah.
But where did you choose to go on this trip?
Well, Santa Fe, New Mexico, and I didn't know much about Santa Fe, but wow, was that chock full of all sorts of things. All the artwork of George O'Keeffe. There's a lot of history of indigenous people, the food, the spirituality, everything, and even that I think was secondary. I don't know. Can't say it was secondary to the friendships, to the time that you're having. I mean, there is actual lectures, there is walking tours, they're all, but the time that you have with these women, when you're learning, and then, you get goofy, we get goofy, and go shopping, and the meals, everything, and everything was planned and provided. I did not have to think about anything. Every minute was catered beautifully.
Wow. Man, this is amazing. Now, Anne, let me jump in here. Any details of the people like Bobby qualifying for a trip like this that we should know about?
Sure. It's the Caregiver Grant is available for people above age 50 who live in the United States. It is available for the primary caregiver who is providing daily support to an ill or disabled loved one. The applications are received on a rolling basis, so you don't have to wait to apply. You can take a look at what's available in the US and Canada, programs under $2,500. Pick out a date that works for you and a program that looks intriguing. Fill out the application, and it is a need-based grant, so we do ask for some details around either your household income or the expenses that you are incurring for caregiving, and that includes limited employment or having to take time off of employment, because we know, like Bobby, sometimes you have to leave permanent employment or full-time employment to care for a loved one. So we do ask for that personal statement along with the details about caregiving expenses. And then the scholarship or the grant is up to $2,000 towards the program. And everything on the program is included. That's lectures, the group leader, taxes, tips, most meals,
Wow.
field trips,
Yeah.
the admission to museums. And the other really important point to note is this is a unique opportunity. We know that when you're in the middle of caregiving, not everyone has access to respite services. Not everyone has a situation where you can step away for 5 or 6 days. And for that reason, we do keep the opportunity open for caregivers for up to 2 years after having lost the loved one for whom they're caring. Just to recognize that once the caregiving journey is ended, you're exhausted and you still need that respite. And a Rhodes Scholar program with a community where you're meeting other people with the same interests and you have the opportunity to socialize, try something new, try something that you loved and have had to step away from. That's really a step towards the next chapter of your life. And we really want to make sure that opportunity is available in many stages of caregiving.
Man, and it sounds like Bobby, you really fit the bill there as
Yeah,
you said, 6 years of dementia caregiving and not working for a few years. This really was a wonderful opportunity for you.
it really was. Yeah, for me, it was just a trip of a lifetime for me anyway, you know.
Yeah,
Um,
I love it.
but aside from that, yeah, having been through everything and just to be able to just reset and, set
Yeah,
that reset button, reboot my
yeah,
brain. Right.
I love it. Well, this has been an amazing introduction to the program that I know that our community members are don't know about, and are if they are able to apply, I'm sure everybody's got a friend that they would like to share about this program. So I really want to thank both of you for your time today, and I'm really excited to get the word out about this program.
Great. Thank you so much, Steve. And for people to find more information and apply, it's roadscholar.org/caregiver.
Got it. And it's road as in driving
Yes,
down the road.
ROADSCHOLAR.org
I love it.
forward slash
And
caregiver.
Bobby, it was so great to meet you and to hear your story. I really admire everything that you've done as a caregiver, and your mom was very lucky to have you in her life.
As was I. And Anne, I can't thank you enough for the opportunity that I had and that I took advantage of. It was wonderful.
Well, thank you for your beautiful story, Bobby.
All right. Thanks.